welcome back to Ask Nikki P. I'm going to jump into today's question. Hi Nikki, I am struggling with my mom being an alcoholic. She is getting help, but even though I'm living with my dad, I still feel alone and without a mom. Do you have any advice? Thank you. Okay, first off, I'm sorry that you're going through that. That's gotta be really hard. The second thing is, I would say, you know, A, I'm really happy that your mom's getting help. That's awesome. And B, I would say and I know this is an answer to a lot of questions sometimes, but I think it's just because there is a lot of help within community and a lot of answers in community. So I would recommend going and finding a good church youth group or a good church you can get involved in, because I know from personal experience that when you're involved in a church, a lot of times there are women that are in that church that love to and want to be connected with younger girls and kind of mentor them. You know, I had many women through church. I was so blessed that would take me out to lunch, and I would come over to their house once a week, every week, and sit there and talk with them about my issues. And the cool thing is I actually have a mom who is present and around, and she's amazing, but I still was able to go to these other women for different kinds of counsel. And sometimes you can't, you know, even if your mom, when she is better and back in your life, sometimes you want another woman to be able to give you counsel as well. And it's just interesting to hear, you know, different thoughts and opinions. And sometimes you feel comfortable telling someone else something you can't tell your mom yet, maybe you're not ready to say yet, and that person might be able to help walk you to the point of being able to bring that to your mom, or just walk you through that. Obviously, communication and relationships with your parents is super duper important, but I think in your case right now, I would really recommend that, plugging into a church, because I've seen it at a couple churches out here that it's just really interesting. A lot of these women want to help and be involved with girls. So yeah, I'm sorry that you're feeling so lonely right now. That's gotta be really hard, and that is definitely my answer. So I'm going to pull a question from Ask Nikki, from Twitter. Oh, actually, backing up, that's the other thing I was gonna say. Keep the lines of communication open with your dad. You know, I don't know what your relationship is like with your dad, but I have had some really great conversations with my dad, and I think developing a relationship with your father is really great, because, you know, moms and dads are there for different reasons, not reasons, but they bring different things to the table. And, you know, this also might be a season of time, a time in your life where you may get this time to grow closer to your dad, and you may look back and see that as a really kind of beautiful time, because you were dealing with kind of the temporary loss of your mom, but getting closer to your father. And the cool thing about getting close to your dad, you know, if you have the opportunity, and you and everyone else, and your dad is around and in your life, the cool thing about getting close to your dad is it's kind of this is gonna come off completely, I feel like it's gonna sound way different than I mean. I was gonna say training for a marriage, because that's not really what I mean, but kind of I guess, I don't know if that makes sense. You can kind of elaborate in the comment section if you understand what I mean and you have something to kind of say to that. But I guess to put that, the best example is my relationship with my father helped me see what I wanted in a husband. I knew from spending time with my dad, I wanted someone who A, had a strong moral compass, who B, could make me really laugh, because my dad would make me laugh until I would cry, you know, who C, would, what else? I'm trying to even, throws out, I'm laugh and good morals. But those are the two off the top of my head. But the point is, I knew from developing that relationship with my dad what I wanted and what I kind of expected in a husband. So if your dad is a healthy individual and willing to get close to you, I would take this season and grow close to your dad as well, because daddy-daughter relationships are really great. So, and if not, once again, I think getting plugged into a church is really great in developing community, and that's just, you know, community and relationships don't have to be just because you're blood. I just think that's a good place to start, and then if that's not an option, plugging into a community and developing other relationships. So I hope I didn't just blabber on and make no sense. Sometimes when I answer these Ask Nickies, I literally finish filming them and I'm like, did anything I say make any sense? And then I'll watch the videos and I'm like, that actually made sense. I don't know how though, because I kind of like, it's almost like my brain goes on autopilot when I answer these questions. I just start talking. So I hope that doesn't sound bad. Okay, so the next question is, oh, this is good. Did you go to college, and what qualifications do you have if you did? Yes and no. And what I mean by that is, you guys know that when I was younger, I was doing like acting and singing and dancing. And so I had a manager when I was in high school for like acting stuff, and I never really liked school. Like I've always liked learning, but I've never liked the structure of school, if that makes sense. So my manager suggested that I test out of high school, that you know, you can take like a state exam. So I did that, but also part of the reason, or the way I was able to speed everything up as well, was I took college classes in high school. So it's called concurrent enrollment, I think that's what it's called. And so I took classes at our local community college, and one semester of college classes counts as a year in high school. So I was able to pretty much finish everything up, and then I just ended testing out. So I did take college classes. I have like almost the equivalent to an AA, but that wasn't really why I was going. I was just going to learn. I enjoyed it. I really liked being around college kids. I liked taking those classes, and then to test out as well. Are there ants crawling on me? I'm like sitting next to a drain, so I keep waiting for like something to bite me. Ooh, would knock on wood, but I'm not near any. So yes and no, but technically I guess no, because I didn't get a degree. So yeah, I get that question a lot though. That is it. Send your messages to asknikkip@gmail.com or hashtag asknikkip, and I will see you next time. Bye guys. For those of you that don't know, I am 5'8.5". Dan is 5'9", so he's just barely taller than me. And if he's slouching and I'm standing up really straight, then I'm taller than him. I remember feeling really insecure. I don't feel as insecure now as I did before.